Alright, I am back with another video. This is also one where I'm just doing gameplay, because I'm going to do another build based on the one I did on my Hunter last time, of just kind of what I'm using in general play for Season of Arrivals. I did my Hunter last time, and today we are doing my Titan, because frankly there is not that much else to do right now. And whoops, I actually forgot to switch this back from a bounty, so we'll go like that here. Right now, this is mostly kind of a Season of the Worthy build, honestly. I'm once again using some worthy weapons and some of the remaining Warmind Cell builds. If you follow my writing, you know how much I loved Warmind Cells last season. I mean, we all can agree that Season of the Worthy was pretty terrible, and yet Warmind Cells and the builds you could create from them were pretty awesome. And there are still ways to make those work. You may have seen some streamers here and there using certain weapons or using some cells to do stuff. But this is one I kind of did based around solar and the weapons that generate the stuff themselves. This is also based on me getting a pretty decently rolled ACTIUM war rig this season, where I was like, all right, I'll try this out, and I paired it with another worthy weapon, which is Heir Apparent, the machine gun from Guardian games, and the only good thing to happen in Guardian games. This thing's a lot of fun. It's when you're regenerating ammo with ACTIUM war rig, it's like 20 rounds a second or something. So it's kind of hilarious just how much damage this puts out. I know Xenophage is like the correct answer here, and then I know there's some trick with I think it's a hammerhead with mulligan or something to give you infinite ammo, but this is just kind of my fun thing. I have Xenophage if I really need it, but ever since the change they made to make ACTIUM work on machine guns, it's been pretty fun to use those. I have 7th Seraph Carbine. This was a controversial gun from last season because it does not roll with your traditional like reload damage perks, and yet when you are using war rig, you don't really have to reload that much. I mean, sometimes, but just not very often at all. So I have 4th Time, which regenerates ammo in addition to the ammo that is already being regenerated from war rig. And then Swashbuckler, I thought this was kind of the best damage perk for this, and then you're doing a good amount of melee kills and other stuff with this build too. And what is this? HCL and small bore. Yeah, I don't really care about barrels and stuff that much, but so this, and then the hidden perk, of course, is that this also generates Warmind Cells. And then we have the shotgun, which this is one of my favorite weapons in a long time. Like, everyone's talking about Fellwinners, and that's the best PvP shotgun, but this thing is actually really awesome for PvE, and I love everything about this roll. Assault mag for increased rate of fire, which is fantastic. Auto loading, which this whole build is kind of just about never really needing to reload all that much. And then Vorpal, and this was one of the first shotguns to have Vorpal. I think it's this and Fellwinter's. I don't think there's any ones besides that off the top of my head. Range Masterwork, Boss Spec. So, and then this also generates Warmind Cells, and it's fun to pop something, see a Warmind Cell pop up, and then shoot the Warmind Cell before it hits the ground with this, because it one bursts those, and then blow up everything around you. Those are the weapons. So, okay, so we have a few different cell mods here. The first is just Global Reach, which extends the distance of cell explosions and effects and stuff. Like some of my builds last season, I am only doing just kind of explosive damage. I'm not really messing around with the like cells do more damage to, or like you do more damage to enemies in your cells, or they do less damage to you, or they're stunned, or whatever. It's just about blowing up cells. That's the fun part. Rage of the Warmind is adding solar damage to explosions of Warmind cells you destroy, which I've enjoyed quite a bit, because it does some pretty solid damage on the cells. I have auto rifle dexterity just because, I don't know, I'm swapping back and forth between that. And we have Wrath of Rasputin, and this is the one where solar splash damage, final blows, has a chance to create Warmind Cells. So last season, most of the Warmind Cell builds were based on Arc because there was a seasonal mod that was a guarantee spawn of a Warmind Cell on Arc ability damage. So if you had a whatever class you were using, you could automatically trigger Warmind Cell kind of whenever you wanted. This is sort of it's less reliable because it's solar splash damage, which is very specific, and then you have to kill them with it. And then it has a chance to create Warmind cells. So it's not super reliable. And yet, when you combine this with 2 weapons that can generate cells on their own, it's a good amount of cells. And I'm using Sunbreaker with Mortar Blast because enemies that are walking into your fire and stuff, I believe that definitely counts as splash damage. So that will trigger some stuff sometimes for the cell spawns. Thermite Grenade, that's, the burning line of fire thing is a splash damage too. I have pretty high discipline on this. That's the grenade cooldown is really low, and then I also have impact induction, which is melee attacks reduce grenade cooldown. I don't have any reload perks here because, again, this build is about like regenerating ammo and auto-loading shotguns and stuff, so you don't really need it. My recovery is, again, just short of 100 because I'm bad at managing stuff. But, this is the gist of it. It's kind of weird to be able to just still do a Warmind Cell build, like a full cycle after it's no longer really relevant. But it kind of is, and I feel like people are sleeping on it. I know everything this season is about the return of Oppressive Darkness and using Lucent Blade and stuff, and like I can swap into Lucent Blade if I really want to, like depending on what activity I'm doing. I can easily just put on Falling Guillotine, which I have on a different character right now, although I have this really awesome Relentless, Vorpal, and Whirlwind's Temptations Hook that I probably need to masterwork. I'm just going to run one of my lengthy Moon Lost Sectors here to show this off a little bit, because I did the Contact public event last time, and that can get a little old. I'm not really doing this for any particular reason, just to kind of show cell generation. Oh man, I got PTSD for a second when I saw the public event thing, and I thought about SERAPH towers. I'm like, oh no, they're back. Terrifying. I do not miss those at all. Those were just outrageously terrible, and I hope we never see them again. Sorry, Rasputin, but I know we have to like put you in a new body or something, but I am definitely not doing any more SERAPH towers to get that done. Another build I've been using kind of outside the Warmind Cell thing for Titan is just, I've had a lot of fun doing the Contact event with Thunder Crash, Superman, Titan, and just kind of like spamming that as you go from like point of interest all across the Contact event, which I find pretty fun. And yeah, so the spawn rate on these is not amazing, and yet since these are the 2 weapons that you are using kind of more than any other, you will get spawns of cells pretty frequently, and then yeah, you can just pop them. See that? Yeah, that one shot that servitor. So with the upgrade for additional solar damage, it's solid. Oh, it's already all dead. Okay. And I really grew to like the carbine when I was doing the range. The range on Global Reach is hilarious. It is very long, and if you're doing any Warmind Cell build, I always recommend Global Reach. So, kind of lost my train of thought. I've not really been trying to do the solar splash damage ones. That's not really the main way you're going to generate cells. It's kind of just an added bonus as you're using your other skills. But as you can see, like I am only using weapons, and those. Okay, yeah. The other thing about this build that I actually forgot about is that if you kill someone with an explosion for the Warmind Cell, and that counts as solar splash damage. So that itself can generate a new cell based on kill. See, I generated one over there now. So the thing is like you will still be generating a very solid amount of Warmind cells, even though we've lost the kind of core build for it, which was the arc-based one. And this is still actually really useful. That's why you've seen some kind of people using it in endgame activities. This is obviously not an endgame activity, but it just shows kind of how I enjoy using this. Wow, that was a terrible grenade. Oh, it still spawned a cell though. And you're getting the bonus from Sun Warrior too. I don't have the special exotic that gives you 10 seconds worth of it, but it's still pretty good. See that? So many cells, so many cells. It's so nice. I'm just glad that this build is still relevant, and what I'm hoping they do in the future is continue to add more Warmind Cell stuff. Like, they returned to Charge with Light this season, and they added a bunch of really new relevant Charge with Light mods. I showed off the sidearm one last time, and that's going to be sticking around for a while now, because that's not a seasonal mod at all. And where did that go? Oh, I didn't blow up in one shot. Yeah. See, it's just a fountain of these, which is fantastic. So that's actually something the Arc one didn't do, is generate cells on cell explosions, which is pretty neat to see. I have my sound off, so I don't have the cues as to which coming from what doorway, and I have not done this one in a while. Alright, here's the boss. Okay. This will be the time to use some Heir Apparent and just burn this guy to a crisp. I look at my ammo, and you can see my ammo is just... It's not like 100% infinite, but it is pretty damn extensive. Like, I thought he was dead already. I guess he just teleported. But like, I'm just mashing on this. I don't even have the buff for additional damage to nightmares or whatever. So, did I? All right, I finally got below. Yeah, no, right now it's starting to get lower because I ran out of reserves. But I also have, I didn't show this, but I have the mod where you can get additional storage for stuff. So you get up to something like 500 rounds of ammo for that, and you're getting like at least 100 or 200 per pickup. So you can use that for boss DPS, but you can also use it for mob clearing too, which is a lot of fun. And no, there is no way to get Heir Apparent now if you missed it from Season of the Worthy, and if you didn't play during Season of the Worthy, I don't really blame you, but it was a very fun gun, and it's kind of a shame that not a lot of people may have it. I mean, active players do, but if you missed it, like, it's kind of understandable. So yeah, so that's how you make a Warmind Cell build in a season where Warmind Cells are not really supposed to be relevant. The weapons generate stuff, explosions generate stuff, your abilities generate stuff. I didn't even super that whole time. You don't. I feel like supering is almost a waste of time based on the damage you're doing elsewhere. So, oh, I'm getting a server connection here, so I'm glad that happened once I was already done with the video. But yeah, so that's my build. It's been a lot of fun. What is this? Clown cartridge opening shot. Nope. If you want to play around with this, feel free. I also enjoy this. This looks so sick with the ornament. I'm glad I bought that whenever that came, but yeah, it looks a lot better than that one. So this really fits into the theme of the seasonal ornament set here. As you all know, I'm always all about the fashion. So yeah, I'm going to do a Warlock one. I am going out of town for about a week, so my next video is probably going to be next week after Solstice starts, but we're going to have a lot more dead time, so I'll do my Warlock one eventually. I might do more than one build for each class, but yeah, this has been my Titan Warmind Cell builds, and I don't know, give it a try if if you saved any of this stuff from Season of the Worthy, because it's still relevant today. All right, like, follow, subscribe, all that. I will see you next week. I will still be writing articles every day on Forbes because I don't need all my equipment to do that. So that's a little easier. But yep, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.